Muy buenas tardes, comunidad politécnica. Mi nombre es Donaji Gómez y estoy a cargo del grupo Avanzado 5, turno vespertino. El día de hoy checaremos estos temas. Our first point to check today is, first of all, a review. So, the review will be about wishes. That is a topic that we checked last week. We are going to have a different vision. We're going to have wishes in present, in past, and in future. It is the same topic, the same information, but as you can see, in a different order. Then, we're going to have, first of all, present, and we're going to have here some examples. What we have to do here is to express the same wish, but using I wish, if only, and second conditional. So let's have the first one. We have here, I wish I could go out to take my CELEX class. In this case, we have to imagine what the background is, the reality. So I wish I could go out to take my CELEX class. And what's the reality? Well, that I can't go out to take my CELEX class. Then, what we have to do here, as you can see, is just to add I wish. And after I wish, we have here our verb in past simple. In this case, because we are expressing an unreal situation we mentioned in the present. So this verb is in past, whereas the background, the original context, is in present, as you can see. I can't go out, I wish I could go out. Then, apart from this one, it's important not only to pay attention to the tense that we're using, but also the meaning that we have. So probably you say, okay, this is negative, so we have to use this one in negative, but it is not in this way. We have to keep in mind what the meaning is. If I write here couldn't, as in the background example, I wish I couldn't go out to take my English class. Well, this one is not possible because basically you cannot go out. So what is the wish? Then we have this section of second conditional. The idea is that we can use second conditional to express the same idea, but as we mentioned, in different words. So first of all, we have to use if I past. If I could go out, I would to my oh my goodness, what happened with my fingers? So if I could go out, I would go to my CELEX class. But again, what is the reality? That you cannot go out, and as a consequence you cannot go to your CELEX class. Then we have here a second example, but in this case you have the second conditional. What we have to do is to use this sentence using I wish or if only, and then we can have the background. So let's try to do it. First of all, let's get a sentence. If I had Netflix, I would watch all my series. So let's understand the meaning, let's understand the context, and let's keep in mind that in spite of the fact that this is in past, my context, my situation is in present. Remember, we are checking wishes in present. So you can use I wish or if only. So in this case we have the sentence, and as you can see it's very similar. I wish, or if only I had Netflix, comma, I would watch all my series. Then what is the reality? Do I have Netflix? Can I watch all my series? No. So the reality is that I don't have have Netflix. And as a consequence, I can't watch all my series. Then this is what we have so far. Another important thing is the order of the elements. Let's take for example this last sentence. If I had Netflix, I would watch all my series. Then, first of all, we have if. And after if, in the if clause, that is this part, we have past simple. If I had Netflix, comma, I would watch all my series. Would is the most common modal verb when we talk about second conditional, but it is not the only one. Then, be careful. We can have a different order, such as I would watch all of my series if I had Netflix. Then, these two sentences are very similar, but we change the order. And when we have a different order, here we don't have a comma. It is not necessary to have I would watch all my series, comma, if I had Netflix. Because if is dividing the two sentences. Then be careful again. Doesn't matter if the order is different. If will always have the verb in past. And the principal clause will always have the modal verb. And after modal verb, a verb in simple form, like this one. So, as you can see, we didn't modify anything except for the order. Then, so far, we have checked two different ways to express wishes in present. Let's talk about the future. We have here, oh sorry, don't look at this. We have here some sentences and we have to do basically the same that we did. We have a column that represents the background, then I wish or if only, and second conditional again. As you remember, second conditional can be used for imaginary situations in my present or in my future. Let's have some examples. I want money to buy a car. I wish I had money to buy a car. As we mentioned, when we use this kind of expression, I wish or if only, my principal verb has to be in past simple. I wish I had money to buy a car. Then we have to be careful again with the vocabulary and the meaning. You have here, I want money to buy a car, but a sentence cannot be I wish I wanted money. No, because the meaning changes a lot. What you want in both of them is to have money. This is what you need to represent. Then what might be the sentence using second conditional? If I what? If I had money, what would I do with the money? I would buy a car. So it is exactly the same idea, but using different structures. What about the next one? I want to go out, but I can't because of COVID-19. So, the idea is in future. If you want to go out, this is a future idea. Probably go out in 1 minute, in 10 minutes, in 15 minutes, but it is on the future. And we have I wish or if only I could go out. This is an example. You can have different possibilities here, but the most important part is to keep the same meaning. I wish or if only I could go out. But in this case, no, I can't. Then please, let's have our sentence in second conditional. And it is we can have different possibilities, such as if COVID-19 didn't exist, could go out. Or just to keep the same idea, we mentioned that we can have different modal verbs, but let's try to keep the same one. So, if COVID-19 didn't exist, I would go out. But guess what? The reality is different. And then this is what we are expressing. As you can see, we have here different ways to express the same point. Then again, be careful. You can change the order of the elements. I would go out if COVID-19 didn't exist. But you always have to respect the same structure. I mean, if clause has past simple. Like this one, past simple, past simple. And main clause is with the modal verb. And that is. Then what happened when we have conditional in past? Here we are going to have more examples. Then, in this case, let's imagine this typical situation. I didn't study for my exam, so this is something quite common, this is something quite sad, but it happens. Then, what might be the wish? We can say, if only, or I wish if you want. If only what? Remember, if your background is in past, you have to use here the past of the past, that is past perfect. So if only I had studied for my exam. But what is the reality? Did I do it? No. Then let's have the same idea using third conditional. If I had studied for my exam, comma, I would have passed it. Then, if I had studied for my exam, comma, I would have passed it. But again, the reality is that I didn't study, and as a consequence, I didn't pass the exam. Then here we have the structure of the third conditional. It is have studied past simple in the if clause, and then a comma and main clause. I would have and verb in past participle. Then let's have another example. If I had woken up before, I would have missed the bus. Let's imagine again the context, the situation, and remember, all of these situations are in past. How can I identify it? Because we have here the structure of the third conditional. Third conditional is always related to the past. Then let's imagine again, if I had woken up before, I would have missed the bus. Then let's imagine the if or the if only example. If only I had woken up before, I wouldn't have missed the bus. Then they are very similar, as you can see. What is the background? We can have the background in different ways, but the idea is this one. I woke up and I missed the bus. I woke up late and I missed the bus. Then, as you can see, this situation is in past. Let's have our third example. I wish I hadn't cheated on. The complete sentence is on my boyfriend. Then let's have the third conditional. For example, again, we can have different possibilities. If I haven't cheated on my boyfriend, we wouldn't have broken up. If I hadn't cheated on my boyfriend, we wouldn't have broken up. Again, we have if, past perfect, comma, subject, modal verb, have, and past participle. And let's imagine the background. Well, the background is that I cheated on my boyfriend. So this is the background. And again, these situations happened probably yesterday, last week, last month, last year, we don't know. But there's something sure about this one. You cannot change them. Okay? So, let's stop here. Let's have some practice and then we check them.